The year 2015 was an incredible year of accomplishments for the Delaware National Guard. The Army Guard saw far less deployments, while the Air Guard deployed everyone from one-stripers to a one-star. One thing that stayed constant was the Delaware National Guard supporting federal and state missions. Whether it was snow in Delaware or the heat of Southwest Asia, the Guard was there. Proof that we continue to be a ready, reliable, and relevant force.
We started the year as we always do, bringing your leaders together for the annual Senior Leaders Conference. This year we had question and answer sessions on the state of the Guard with Lieutenant General Retired Stephen Blum, the former Chief of the National Guard Bureau, and Lieutenant General Retired Bud Wyatt, former Director of the Air National Guard.
During the Senior Leaders Conference, the Joint Force Headquarters Detachment received the Major General George K. Hastings Award, and the 166th Communications Flight received the Lieutenant General Clarence E. Atkinson Award.
For their devotion to the Delaware National Guard and outstanding leadership, Specialist James Boyer and Senior Airman William Paskey received the Colonel S.B.I. Duncan Leadership Award.
The beginning of the year saw the first round of the Air National Guard's AEF rotation, with airmen returning and departing. It was also the largest statewide exercise held between the Army and Air Guard. The exercise simulated a massive weather event with lost power and communications. Soldiers and airmen worked together to help the citizens of our great state.
We continue to honor many Guard traditions like the annual prayer breakfast, which has been a success for over 30 years. We hosted the second annual Chambers Cup 3-gun marksmanship match where teams of 4 compete firing 3 different weapons.
As we welcomed spring, the Army National Guard saw off the soldiers of Detachment 7, Operational Support Airlift Agency, who departed for the Horn of Africa. At the same time, the Air National Guard welcomed home 50 airmen from the 142nd Air Medical Evacuation Squadron and the 166th Civil Engineer Squadron, who had been on 6 months deployments in Southwest Asia.
Each year, the Delaware National Guard selects the Soldier and Airman of the Year. The Outstanding Airmen of the Year were celebrated at the Enlisted Recognition Banquet. They were Senior Master Sergeant Brian Crams, Master Sergeant Heather Kennard, Staff Sergeant Zachary Klein, Master Sergeant Thomas Dennis, and Master Sergeant Jeff Longfellow. Following the Army's Best Warrior competition, Specialist Hunter Exeline Starr and Sergeant Julian Skinner were named Soldier and NCO of the Year. The Army also awarded the Captain Robert Kirkwood Award to Captain Trib Singh, the Joint Force Headquarters Detachment Commander.
While the children of the Delaware National Guard were busy celebrating the month of the military child, we were busy inducting the newest class of honorary commanders. Congratulations to Dr. Mark Brainerd, Mr. Mark Aiken, Mr. Skip Panella, Senator Nicole Poore, Mayor Ken Branner, Miss Audrey Van Leuven, Mr. Bob Hara, Mr. Steve Masterson, Mayor Jack Gordon, Chief Larry Tan, and Miss Catherine Weaver.
These honorary commanders were not the only ones being recognized. We graduated 11 soldiers and airmen from the Delaware Leadership Academy. Upon completion of 6 modules, students have 18 credit hours to use towards a master's degree.
It was a banner day for the Air Guard when a quiet came over the base and simultaneously 24 props of 6 C-130 Hercules airships enveloped the silence in an impressive show of force.
Another impressive show of force was all the soldiers and airmen who made their way to the Dover Downs Hotel and Casino for the military ball. Another year of record attendance, food, fun, and dancing.
As people headed for the beach, many gathered at the Bethany Beach training site to cut the ribbon on the regional training site's 15,000 square foot state-of-the-art training center. While everyone was there, we also inducted the newest members of the Hall of Fame. The class of 2015 includes Colonel Retired Norbert Gladnick, Chief Warrant Officer 5 Retired Charles Hawker-Smith, Chief Warrant Officer 4 Retired Edwin Clinton, Master Sergeant Retired George Mayer, and Sergeant First Class Retired Mary Spate.
While the Army Guard was inducting, the Air Guard was introducing. A new wing commander, that is. Colonel Don Beavis took over as the 166th Airlift Wing Commander from Colonel Mike Feely.
Over the summer, news came that 3 airmen from the Delaware Air National Guard would be headed to the Air Force Academy in the fall. We look forward to seeing great things from Sharon Dominguez, Luke McFadden, and Ryan Weber.
We all know the summer months bring fun events. Soldiers and airmen hit the streets to celebrate Memorial Day, support NASCAR, and ring in the 4th of July. Our National Guard youth got a week of fun and friends at Camp Caldwell.
The celebrating continues as we descended on Fort Christina to celebrate the 360th birthday of our Delaware National Guard. The celebration went off without a hitch and was by far the best one ever. A who's who of Delaware attended, along with flyovers, water cannons, and a 21-gun salute.
As we bid farewell to summer, we also formally bid farewell to over 300 airmen who would deploy to a hot, sandy environment through the end of the year. Soldiers and airmen of the Delaware National Guard continue to train throughout the year. The Counter-Drug Task Force trained not only Delaware soldiers and airmen, but those from several other states on the ion scan machine. They continued their outreach as they welcomed members of the media into their firearms training system. Members of Food Services held a workshop where they entertained a friendly competition against each other, honing their existing skills and picking up a few new ones. The 31st Civil Support Team was honing their skills as they conducted an exercise with Army North, and soldiers and airmen competed against each other in the 57th Annual Adjutant General's Marksmanship match.
The Army and Air wound down the year recognizing their newest camp honorees. This year, the 166th Airlift Wing named the late Colonel Dave Byerly as their honoree. Byerly's name is stenciled on a C-130 that will fly all over the world throughout the next year. The Army honor went to Chief Warrant Officer 5, retired Lyndon Boyer. Chief Boyer's name is on the sign at the entrance of the Bethany Beach training site.
The Air Guard had plenty to celebrate into the fall. Tech Sergeant Aaron Weber received a Bronze Star for meritorious achievement for his action against the enemy in support of Operation Enduring Freedom, and the 142nd Airlift Squadron was named Air Mobility Command's top C-130 unit for fuel efficiency. If that wasn't enough, they saw a change in their enlisted leadership. Chief Master Sergeant Patty Ann Ottinger took over as the Delaware State Command Chief from Chief Master Sergeant Steve Stinsky.
Congratulations also go out to the Army's newest second lieutenants. OCS Class 58 saw the commissioning of Joseph Bryant, Wendy Calloway, Brendan Mackey, James Willey, and Amanda Wilson.
Not only did the Army Guard get new second lieutenants, they also got a new general officer. Congratulations to Mike Berry, our newest brigadier general. Soldiers and airmen came out in a show of force for the various Veterans Day events across the state. Many participated in a welcome home parade and a monument dedication for all who served in the Middle East conflicts.
As 2015 came to a close, we celebrated as we always do, with the greatest band in the land, the 287th Army Band. The holiday spirit was in the air as donations from concert goers helped fight the war on hunger. This year, we donated over 35,000 pounds of food to the Food Bank of Delaware.
While 2015 was filled with great accomplishments, we must also pay tribute. This year, we lost too many soldiers and airmen. Their unexpected passing was hard on all of us, and we take a moment to remember them. First Sergeant Mitch McKinney, Specialist Jonathan Shaw, Major Bo Biden, Sergeant Chris Connors, Staff Sergeant Joanne Kirkin, and Private First Class Thayla Crawford.
The Delaware National Guard continues to have soldiers and airmen deployed around the world and in readiness centers across the state. Whether it's serving our nation or our communities, you can rest assured the Delaware National Guard is truly a ready, reliable, and relevant hometown force.